Hello guys, welcome back. For today's episode, we'll be walking through the next phase of our renovation, which is the electrical, aircon and plastering works. Most of the electrical wiring have been completed, least a few areas where changes are required. The very first being the additional Cat6 LAN cables being routed to the wrong place. The plan is to have one in the middle of the walkway for a ceiling mounted access point known as the AP, followed by another point for my CCTV in the middle of the living room facing the door directly. All these are powered via Ethernet, also known as PoE in short. All LAN cables are supposed to be routed into our DB box area, where it will go through a patch panel to keep things neat while being powered by a rack mounted PoE switch and gateway/router. However, we noticed that they have wrongly routed the additional LAN cables into the TV console area instead, so we will have to get our ID to get this rectified. Other points are relatively straightforward, with one dual socket being right beside the bomb shelter wall, one on each side of the TV console for our speakers, with two within the TV console. The front ceiling of our living room will have a ceiling fan in the middle, with 4 light points being a fair distance away to prevent flickering when the fan is running. We added an additional point at the balcony for our automated zipline installation. At the back of our living area, we have opted for just 4 light points without a ceiling fan. Since we envision ourselves mainly using the front section on a daily basis, the back portion will mostly come into play when we are hosting family or friends. In those instances, we expect to rely on the air conditioning instead, which is why we decided against installing a fan in that area. Entrance area is pretty much the usual, where there will be a 3-way 2-gang switch to control the front and back of our living room and also the island light. The point on the left of the island is for the wine chiller, and the one in the middle of the island will be for each side of the island recess sitting area. Starting from the left, the cooking area will house our oven and microwave, followed by 2 fridges, then the hood, hob, and an LED light point. We have also included 2 central light points in the middle of the kitchen to ensure the space stays bright enough for food prep. Here's a quick look at the wiring setup. The oven, microwave and induction hob all require a HT point, also known as a heater point, which is typically rated at 20 amperes to handle the higher power load. We will be installing a dual point below each sink to support the sensor tab and water filter. In the coffee bar area, there will be a socket at the bottom to power the coffee machine's water filter, along with dual socket on the countertop for our espresso machine, grinder and pour over equipments. Additionally, an LED light strip will run along the plank above the coffee bar to provide accent lighting. Right behind the sink area is where we will be placing our dishwasher, with the storage heater mounted right above with the beam hiding it from our line of sight when viewing from the living room area. The automated laundry rack system will be installed right opposite the storage heater, closer to the window, while the other side would be for our washer and dryer. There will be a single light point for the walkway and also 1 ceiling light for our study room. For the common toilet, we will be making use of the existing light point provided by HDB, complemented by an LED strip installed within the box-up area for additional ambient lighting. We have also added an additional power point beside the toilet bowl to accommodate our total electrical washlet. For our master bedroom, the light switch at the room entrance and toilet entrance will remain, as we plan to only change out the faceplate. We will be relocating the light point slightly higher on both sides of our bed, with a light switch to control the light right above the dressing table. Additionally, we have 3 light points covering the whole room and added an additional dual socket near the entrance. There is 1 light point in the main toilet and shower area together with LED running across the box-up area. Similarly, we needed 1 electrical point in the corner for our electrical washlet. To our surprise, we saw the electrical workers coming back to do some rectification works as they missed out on a few points for our kitchen. Thus, we took the opportunity to update them on the mistakes for the LAN cable routing, which they promised to rectify. We came back the next day with some paint samples purchased from Shopee, brushes, pencil, and masking tapes to test out 4 shortlisted paint colors. We prepped 2 different areas for the paint samples, with one being in the area with direct sunlight and the other without direct sunlight, to get a better idea of how the paint will look like in different conditions. We taped off 4 small rectangles on the wall and painted each one with a different color, making sure to note down the paint color for each. After applying a few coats, we let the paint settle for a while before carefully peeling off the masking tape. Here's a quick look at the 4 colors we have shortlisted. Make a guess which color we have selected ultimately, and we will share the correct answer in the upcoming videos. Shortly after we have wrapped up, the Aircon team arrived to begin pipe installation. Here are some clips we have captured while they were preparing for the setup. You will notice one of the workers recording a video walkthrough, marking out where the pipes will be running and sketching the dimensions of the aircon unit. This step is something homeowners should pay close attention to, especially if you are planning to have a false ceiling. It helps to prevent issues later on during installation. We will dive deeper into this in our next video, as a mistake made by the installer ended up costing us quite a headache. Be sure to check that each individual pipe is properly insulated. Some installers might try to cut corners by squeezing multiple pipes into a single insulation sleeve to save on cost. You might also be wondering why the pipes aren't enclosed in a PVC trunking. That's because our ID will be handling the box up later on, so for now, the installer just need to secure the pipes in place. We had to route the drain pipe this way in our master toilet because the back of the toilet bowl sits flush against the wall, leaving only a small gap in the middle section for the pipe to pass through. Meanwhile, the plastering of the kitchen wall has also been completed. The LAN cables has also been replaced with higher quality ones that we purchased ourselves. We didn't opt for the Cat 6A or Cat 7 LAN cable because we do not envision ourselves staying here for more than like 7 to 10 years. Notice something off in the TV console area? The recessed section was meant to be flush with a partition wall, but the electrical point on the balcony side has been left exposed. This will need to be rectified to maintain the clean, seamless look we are going for. For the curious viewers, here are some of the materials used for the false ceiling support and to cover up the false ceiling. We will share more about the false ceiling works in the upcoming videos, so do keep a lookout for that. Here's a quick overview of our living room layout and false ceiling planning, which we will talk about more in the next episode. Alright, that's all for today. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Bye!